doing that by literally jumping up on the links. So you go to eyambition.com and you can hit the family link. It'll take you right to the page. You join that community. We stream these live as well. If you want the worksheet, the link is above. So we're going to teach today. We got a whole worksheet. We always want to figure out how we can add value. So Ashley and Faye and I come together and put this content together, and she uses her skills to create magic. Like voila. So today, I'm gonna just jump right into it because I can. And I know you guys, time is valuable, right? So I want to make sure that we maximize and value your time. One other thing I'll mention to you just briefly, you can check out at the links on that. So once you get the worksheet, you can go to the home page. We do have a challenge. We'll talk about it more, but just in case you got to go to work or you got a meeting and you can't be here the whole time, we got a 3-day challenge that starts tomorrow, and it comes with a whole workbook, like with challenges. It's a challenge. That's why it's called a challenge. That means you got stuff to do. So if you want to be challenged, and even if you don't want to be challenged, if you know you need to be challenged to get your feet wet, to get out here and take some big steps and increase your faith, your belief in yourself, and your mission on the planet, then you need to go ahead and make sure you hit that link and you go join the challenge. It's www.eyambition.com/faith. You do that, you can join in. It's just $10. We just did that so you have skin in the game, so you actually show up. We'd had these massive free groups before where there's all these people in the challenge and nobody doing the challenge because there's no reason. But if you pay $10, we know you do it. We saw engagement go up by over 50% just by doing that. So that's a message for you guys. Some things are taught, some things are caught. And as you're doing your own things and your own challenges, as you are setting up your own businesses and your own platforms, sometimes it's good to put a nominal fee, a small fee. It's not about making money from that. It's about getting people engaged so that they actually get out of what you're creating that which you want them to get out of it. So that is for you. And now you probably, if you don't know and you're new to me, I'm not yelling at you. This is passion and this is purpose, man. I feel like I'm walking in my divinely appointed purpose, and I want to help you do the same. That is how I found Ashley Faye, because she was walking in her divinely appointed purpose. And now we are co-collaborating to create something massive to help you do the same. And we help everybody, families, all of it, kids, Christians, not. We just help people. And then she can go a step further with the ladies. I can go a step further with the men. We come together, we create something epic. So that's what we're doing today. Now, that should have given you guys ample time to download the worksheet. It is above. That is free to you. Just hit it. You only fill that thing out once, and it gets emailed to you automatically every week from there. So you ain't got to worry about that. It's not a process every week. You do it once, you tap in, you get email. So how many of you guys used to watch those commercials, right? Back in the day, there was these commercials that used to come on TV, and I used to love to watch them. They were always like sports commercials, and they were super epic, kind of dark. It'd be like girls playing soccer, dudes playing football. There's basketball, there was softball, there was baseball, there's all the sports, right? And these characters were just like giving their all. They were giving everything they had, only to wind up coming up short and looking like all was lost. And at the point on the brink of defeat, they spotted something remarkable, something magical. What they spotted was Gatorade. It was beautiful, colorful Gatorade. And they drank it. And then next thing you know, it created something crazy inside of them. It sparked something splendiferous inside of them as they were able to go, not only not lose, but come back, give extra effort they didn't have, and win. And then the commercial ends something like, Gatorade, is it in you? And I thought about that, and that really was a message and something we want to talk to you about. Not Gatorade. As incredible as Gatorade is, I love Gatorade. If there's somebody, there's a rep in here from Gatorade that wants to sponsor Embrace Your Ambition, yo, we love you. We appreciate you. But I want to talk to you about that because as incredible as it is, it's still filled with sugar and sodium and all the things. What we want to talk to you about today is something that when you're at the edge of your rope, when you're on the brink, when you don't know if you can press forward, when you don't know if you got anything left in the tank to give, When it looks like all is lost, and when it looks like you just tired because life is tiring, because it's chaotic, because it's a lot going on, the times are still crazy, the prices of things are still skyrocketing. I filled my gas tank up yesterday and almost cried. Listen, man, I get it. Groceries, if you've been going to the grocery store, it's like, goodness gracious. Anyway, we're not going to go there because we want to be depressed. But the point is, it's hard. It's a hard time. And everybody's navigating. And when you get to these hard times, what happens? You start to lose hope. You start to lose faith. And you start to lose belief. So we're not talking about Gatorade today. We're talking about belief. And the question of the day, which is on our worksheet, if you've gotten a chance to get it, if you're new here, hit the link. You can grab that. It's a free download. Follow along. Is it in you? Belief. Is it in you? See, there's a quote at the top of the sheet that says, your reality is a reflection of your strongest belief. Uh-oh. Woo, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your life? What do you believe about your dream? Because if you don't believe anything good, if you believe it's horrible, if you believe it's doom and gloom, if you believe everything is gonna crash in and fall apart, what do you think is gonna happen? Likewise, on the flip side, on the contrary, if you believe something incredible, remarkable is always looming, even if you can't see it, you know it's coming, because you know that's how God's provision works. You know something greater is coming. Your life will also likewise reflect that belief. So what do you believe? So what we wanted to do is help you increase the belief in your life in a few areas. We got 5 areas to increase your belief, to maximize your kingdom potential and your purpose in this life. And so we want to give them to you. And we're going to kick it off, start this party off right with number 1. And we're going to get right to it without further ado. And number 1 is, you got to increase your belief in yourself. Uh-oh. Woo, we're stepping on toes now. We have to increase your belief in yourself because you believe in everything else. You believe in everyone else. You see your friends winning. You see people you don't know winning online and you cheer for them. You believe in them. You see them and they share their struggle and you think, it's okay. You got this. You can do it. You're incredible. You're a world changer. It's going to work out. Look at what you've overcome. Look at how smart you are. But yeah, you know how talented you are. You think all these incredible things about the people around you. Yet, when you face your own giant, we're going to talk about that this week. Yet, when you face your own mountain, oh, Lord, I don't even want to think about no dang mountains. But when you face them, you allow fear to take control. And you do not believe you are capable of overcoming that seemingly insurmountable task. And what I am trying to tell you is, unless you begin to shift your belief in your gifts and your abilities, your dream will never become a reality. You have to increase the belief in you. You have to stop looking at everybody else, or no, keep looking at them. Just don't compare yourself to them and believe in yourself the way you believe in them. The way you talk good about them, talk good to you. What do your inner thoughts look like? The way you build them up, build you up. The way you cheerlead for them, cheerlead for yourself. Because you need that. Because no one else is going to do it for you. You got to believe in you, because there's a power you possess. If you realize how uniquely designed you are, if you realize how uniquely anointed you are, how strong you are, how gifted you are, how much of an overcomer you are, and God knew every obstacle you were going to face the moment you entered this world, and also knew that he uniquely gifted you to overcome all of that and some, to flourish in this life. Oh, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And I know, like, this is something that was difficult for me for most of my life. It's not easy to do. I'm not sitting here telling you this like that's something that's easy to do. It's not. But you can. And I know, like, I've shared so many moments with you, Ashley Faye, and I've seen it. I've seen you have moments of difficulty where it's like, man, can I do this? Can I do it? And there's times where you remind yourself of what you've already done and what you've already overcome, what you've already accomplished, and who is the person backing you and who gifted you and purposed you to begin with. And then you show up as the giant in the world that you are. So when you think about belief in yourself, for the person who's sitting there looking at Ashley Faye and they're thinking, man, she's incredible. Must be nice. Wish I could be like her. She's such an incredible human, such an incredible mom and wife of this perfect family. That's what they see. And you might feel something completely different. Why is it important for them to stop looking at you and your circumstance and believe in whatever they want to believe just because you're making major moves in the world, and believe in them and believe in their good and their ability to show up and their ability to do something great? Like, what would you say to that person?
I think it's so important to note that I grew up feeling like a nobody, right? Like second best. That's why I love that song Nobody by Casting Crowns, y'all. It literally is my life. So I grew up though with, even though I had a mom who poured into me, I always felt like people didn't see me, and it really caused me to have a lot of self-doubt, right? And low self-confidence. And so when it came time, when I hit the negative $54 in my checking account and I had to do something, I had to believe in something. And I believed in the fact that I knew I could work well with my hands. It took that one small belief. That's where it all started, was like, one thing I know for sure, one talent, one God-given gift that I have is to work with my hands. I'm very good at crafts and I'm very good at making things. And so I took that small belief and now turned that into us traveling the world and speaking on stages and doing crazy things I could have never saw myself doing. Never. But here's the thing, along the way, if you can believe in yourself just 51%, just 1% more than the non-belief, and take one baby step, you start to believe in yourself more and more as you go. And so my steps have gotten bigger and my dreams have gotten bigger because I can see what I'm capable of. See, I used to be very indecisive. I tell people this a lot. I used to overthink everything. I could not make a decision because I was worried it would be the wrong decision. I was worried that it would hurt us or it would fail, this and that. And I learned along the way that indecision is still a decision. And I need to say yes to something. I need to take a step somewhere because God can't drive a parked car. And here's what I know is that he will redeem the wrong decisions and bless the good ones. And so once I started to believe in myself enough to just make a decision instead of living in decision, that's when things started to change. And I realize now that the greatest thing that I can do as a mom for my girls is believe in me. Because then they will grow up and they will start to believe in themselves. You guys hear me say this often. I want to leave an inheritance for them. Yes, but it's so much more important for me to leave a legacy in them. A legacy knowing that they can do whatever they set their mind out to. A legacy knowing that it's okay to be afraid, right? Fear is normal. Anxiety is normal. Self-doubt is normal. The negative self-talk, those things are normal and they're going to happen. That is how the enemy stops us from living our purpose. But we need to step out in spite of those. We need to step out regardless of whether we're afraid or not, or regardless if we have that self-doubt. We just need to believe that 51%, just a little belief. Because listen, y'all have talents and gifts that you don't even know you have. You don't even know you have. I started with making tumblers. I never thought I would be a speaker on stages all around the nation. Soon to be international. We go to Mexico in October, y'all. Like, that was never a thing. But as I grew and I started to believe in myself more and more, doors started opening. God ordained opportunities started to open, and I was able to take the steps because then I knew, like, I just have to believe. I have to believe. And before Denver, this past event that we had, it was the biggest event to date. We had huge speakers. Nagrasha, I just put her two names together. Natasha Graziano was one of them. Michael, Amber. We had really, really, really big name speakers, and it was my turn to go. And they had just played my video, and I was up there just pacing, just thinking, like, how am I going to do this? Like, this is wild. These people on this stage are leaps and bounds ahead of me. How am I going to make this work? Like, how am I going to step out on that stage? And really the enemy was getting in there. Like, you can't do this, turn around, go back, like make something up. You got sick. You're done, girl. But for me, I prayed, right? I was walking and I was praying and I was thinking, if I can talk to a king every morning, I can do anything. I pray to a king every single day. And if I can do that, I can do anything. I can talk to them. I can pour into them because it's not about me. It's about what they need. And it's about my story touching someone, right? So I had to get past those self-doubts and like, man, the music came on and I stepped out and it was go time. Like I was like, yeah, let's go. But I did have a moment of thinking, I can't do this. Like I did. And I will never hide that from people because I think people see these amazing people doing these big things and they think we just know, like, we're just good. We got this. And it's not. Like, we are constantly praying behind the scenes and like having moments, but those moments never last more than a few seconds for me because I know what I've got inside of me. I know that with God, I am limitless. I know what I have done and I know what I will do because of the power of belief in me, the power of belief in myself that I'm passing on to my children, that I'm leaving a legacy in other people. I want to be the girl that y'all see yourself in because if I can do this, you can do this. Like, that's the goal. I want you guys to see me do this. I want you guys to know that I have anxiety and that I get afraid, but I still step out. I still have belief in myself and I have belief in you guys. I absolutely do because I know what I've done and I know what I've accomplished. And I know that it is possible for every single person, every person to do what it is that they want to do. But you've got to start with that belief, even if it's small. Even if it's 51%, just 1% more, right? Even if it's something small, like starting with your hands or starting with whatever you have, that doesn't matter. You just need to believe a little bit because it will grow over time and you will start to realize that you have so much inside of you, more than you ever realized.
I'm not laughing because it's funny, because it's not. I'm laughing because if you guys were actually in the Facebook page in the EYA family, you would see my facial expressions as she's talking, me over here just getting hyped and skinning and grinning and cheesing and making gestures at the screen. All that to say, man, that was powerful, powerful, powerful. And listen, believe in you, man. Just recapping that point. If you just joined us in the room, welcome to Breakfast with Champions, Millionaire Breakfast Club, place where everybody get a seat at the table. So I want you to know you have a spot here. You belong here. And if you want to participate in the conversation, raise your hand. Come on stage, man. Might be some conversation opportunities happening later today. And if you want to follow along, there is a worksheet that we have created for you that is free to you. All you got to do is hit the link above and make sure you get access to that. That's it. We're on point number 2. 5 areas to increase your belief in to help you maximize your kingdom potential and purpose in this life. Number 2, this one is right along with the theme of today, because the theme, many of you guys may have come here because of this theme. Understanding the urgency of the times. Divided, we fall. Number 2 is believe in the good of other people. It's about believing in the good of humanity. Like, if you lose your belief in the good of humanity, that means you lose hope. And if you lose hope, you have no life, because hope is the lifeline that keeps you afloat. And if you've ever been down and at the end of your rope, you understand how incredible and how powerful hope is. You know what I'm saying? Like Anne Frank said, it's literally one of the most powerful phenomenon ever, as this little girl who could not, think about her situation in her series, how many people she was able to save and protect and free. She held on to hope. You cannot lose hope. You cannot lose belief, faith in the good of humanity. And if you find yourself in that place, then that means you probably need to turn the TV off for a minute. You probably need to tap out of the social media for a minute, because we all live in echo chambers. If you don't know what an echo chamber is, like, now listen, you didn't ask for a sociology. And listen, this ain't political, so don't check out on me if you're one of those people like, I can't do this. We're not those people, so you ain't got to worry about that. But we would be remiss if we did not speak truth. in the situation. We all live in echo chambers. An echo chamber just means you live in an ecosystem where most 90%, 90 to 95% of the people think and believe exactly like you, which means once an idea gets spread within your ecosystem, it just gets spread and spread and spread, and everybody's magnifying the same issue because everybody thinks and believes like you. Well, without any external or exterior information to bring balance, then you start to feel overwhelmed with those thoughts of other people and even your thoughts, and you start to become heavy. Every time you turn on the TV, you see all the negativity. Every time you open the phone, you see all the division. And even when you're not looking for it, it's thrown in your face and thrown down your throat, and you don't know what to do with it. And I talked about this morning in the first segment I did on this page, and you start to become utterly overwhelmed with the world, and you start to lose hope in the good of people. You start looking at your neighbors differently. Uh-oh, stepping on toes now. You start looking at patrons in the grocery store who maybe don't look like you, or they might have on an attire that says something that you don't necessarily agree with it. You don't know nothing about that human, who they are, what they've been through. And at the end of the day, what connects us is far greater than what divides us. And that person is still family. And 9 times out of 10, if you were on the side of the road, let's say we're in a car, God forbid, especially me, if you know my luck with cars over my life, but you're in a car and you're in an accident and that car flips, I don't care what that other person thinks or believes. If they see you hurting, guarantee you they're going to get out that car and run towards you, no matter what you look like or no matter what you believe, because that is humanity. And I've seen that happen over the last few days. I've seen it happen. I've seen so many people show up for each other in powerful ways, and it has reminded me that there's still good in the world. When I come on this app and I hear voices like yours and the spaces you're creating and the things you're doing to help people enhance their business, to help people move their families forward, to help be a blessing in other people's lives, when I see that, I can't help but become overwhelmed with emotion at how much good there is still in the world. If you ever needed proof that God sees the good in humanity, because when it got to the point before, in the past, I know we all believe differently, but the principle, follow me. When it got to the point that things were so bad that they were irreconcilable and irredeemable, God said, all right, it's time to wipe it clean because this ain't working no more. So as long as you still wake up and there's still an earth to wake up to, then that means there's still a lot of good. And the only reason you believe otherwise is because your mind needs a filter. You need a break. You need an escape from everything that's been fed to you so that you can see the good in other people. And when you see the good in other people, you have joy that you cannot even explain. You find people. I mentioned Ashley Faye this morning. I was like, we don't come from the same place. Hey, spoiler alert, we don't look alike. One of these is not like the other. And we don't come from the same place. We don't think the same thoughts. We don't have the same, we got a lot of very similar life experiences, but you can take all those differences, and at the end of the day, the hearts align on a mission that comes from God to serve the greater good of humanity and to go do that all over his green earth. And nothing is more important than that. And when I saw that none of the rest of it matters. We don't talk about all that crazy stuff, but if we did, it wouldn't change what I think of her or her family one bit. I don't care where we agree or where we disagree, doesn't matter, because where we do agree on is what matters most. And until you start to continue to look for the good, where focus goes, energy flows, and you're going to see what you're looking for. If you're looking for all the negativity in the world, guess what? It ain't hard to find. If you're looking for the positivity, this is a tangent, forgive me, Ashley Faye, but I got to go there. Because I hear a lot of people that are like, I've been over the last few years having a lot of people talk about things like Black on Black crime. And why is nobody doing nothing about that? And that feels like a spit in my face, because if those who don't know, I work for an organization that serves inner city youth, and I'm literally on the front lines every single week, including today, to go and meet with young kids, to pour into them, to be a father, to be a brother, to be what they don't have. So like, that is a spit in my face to say nobody's doing anything about an issue that plagues a certain community. But guess what? Guess whose doors the news are not beating down to show what we do in the community? Because that don't sell and that doesn't make money, because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So instead, they're gonna show you all the horrible things that create these feelings of fear and chaos inside your heart so that you keep watching, so that their views go up and they keep making money. I'm sorry to keep it real like that, but that's what we do. So that said, it's about seeing the good in your neighbor and seeing the good in humanity. And when I look at all of you, I don't care who you are, how differently we are, how differently we look, how differently we think, I believe in you. And you got to believe in it too. Because if you don't, I'm telling you, if you lose your hope, if you lose your faith in the good in people, like, I mean, Ashley Faye is this person. You are the person. Like, you're the person that your girls are like, Mom, why are you being strange? Because you're paying for somebody's groceries in the grocery store. Like, and I'll let you talk about it. But that's important. Or you always, this girl, y'all don't even know this girl's heart. It's always sucking me into something, but I don't mind because it's always something good. We were at an event recently, and I swear to you, this girl bought all these cards and was like, we're gonna write handwritten cards. I was like, oh, cool. For like the host, for everyone. Like, girl, you know how many, I ain't wrote that much since I was in 12th grade. But it's about those little gestures that remind people of the good in humanity. So like, why is that so important to you to help people see that? And why do you show up and serve that way?
Man, it really is the little things to me. I think the little things are so important. And just so you guys know, we did write all of these cards, and I was like, man, I don't know, maybe I just write really fast, because I kept telling Marcus, I was like, write faster. We got a lot of people. Come on now, let's go. So, but it's the gesture. And, we had a lot of people that still reached out and were like, man, that card, like, I saved it. Like, thank you. We saw something good in every single person. We saw something special. And I think that that's one of the superpowers of Embrace Your Ambition, is like, we really can see the special and the good in every single person. And so I want to make sure that we constantly tell people that, but, even in the midst of all the pain and all the chaos and all the hardships that we are facing, God is still doing great things. And you might not see them and you might not hear about them, but like, look at Embrace Your Ambition. We're about to go on a mission trip to Mexico, and we're changing lives and we're transforming lives. And we baptized 2 people in Denver. There are still great things happening, and there are still good people. And listen, if you want to know the key to happiness, it's serving. That's it. Like, you want to know how to be happy, it's serving others. It's helping, it's doing whatever you can. And whether that's financially, whether that's with your time, whether that's writing notes to people. Like, do you know how special it is to get a little card in the mail from someone that means something to you, or that you look up to, or whatever? It's so different. It's different than an email. It's different than, being on social media. So that's why I do it. It's like those little things that are just like, I see you, I believe in you, I feel, your presence, and I know that you have a superpower within you, and I can't wait to see it. I'm cheering you on. That's literally why whenever we had DIY supplies, which we still have, but long story, instead of naming them the colors of glitter, for those that don't know, I have a manufacturing company, makes glitter, but instead of naming them like blue and green or mermaid, things that you would associate with colors, we named them worthy and enough and passionate, like just different motivational, inspirational words. And then on the back of every single one, I put like, you are worthy, and like, keep going. And these little notes for me, because it was so important that every single thing I do, it has a purpose. Every single thing I do, it makes someone smile, or it serves someone, or it helps someone in some way, because you don't know who's watching you. You don't know who was getting those supplies. And when they open a box and it says, you are worthy, don't quit, keep going. Like, that might be the fuel that pushes them. That might bring them some hope on a dark day. And so for me, like, serving and helping and good and being that servant leader is everything. And I can't help but like thank every single person that showed up for Embrace Your Ambition, because it's hard. If you have run a large event with big time speakers in a beautiful location, it's expensive, and that how you do that is through sponsors. And so for us, we thought sponsors would show up in like a large amount, but instead it was all of you guys that tune into us on Mondays, that listen to us on Breakfast of Champion, that have seen us speak on other stages or on EYA, showing up for $10, $100, $1,000 and getting us to where we needed to be. I mean, that alone shows that there's good people in the world, people showing up and giving us and supporting us. And just like you were talking about, I am the person that pays for the person behind me. If I run out and grab fast food, I got to stop doing that, but I still stop grabbing fast food, not stop paying for people. You know, we tithe, we support different charities, but this one time, Karen and I went to Walmart and I asked the lady behind me, I said, can I pay for your groceries? And Carrie looked at me and she said, Mom, you just told me I couldn't have anything because finances are tough. You know, you guys have those conversations with your kids, like before you go in a store, like, don't ask me for anything today. Okay. Today's not the day. Anyway, I was like, I know, Carrie, but I feel it on my heart to do this. And I will always follow a God prompting. But she cried. The lady behind me started crying and hugged me. We came home and Brian said, what took you guys so long? And Carrie's like, Mom was hugging a stranger in Walmart because it was like the longest, kindest, most embracing hug that I have had. And it was from a stranger. And you just realize in moments like that, like making someone's day, if you can, you know, like I get it. Sometimes finances aren't there for me either. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe in following your God promptings will make or break you. And that was a God prompting for me. But really pouring into others and serving others in whatever way that you can, like that is the key to feeling fulfilled and happy and getting to live that kind of life, whatever it is, you know, whatever you can do, and just being good, like just having that good heart, because like I said at the beginning, throughout the chaos, God is still doing great things with great people. As long as they are willing to try, they're willing to do so, they're willing to say yes to the God promptings.
Woo snap, big facts. I love it. And you triggered a couple of thoughts. Number one, when you talked about that hug and how long it was and how genuine it was, you know, you guys have heard me tell the story of being a newlywed with a new baby, and this person bought $400 worth of diapers and baby formula and all these things in a time where, like, I didn't know how I was gonna feed my family. I don't know who that lady is or where that lady is. I never seen her. I swear to you, I tried to run her because she was in the store when I went and loaded up my car. I ran back in to try to get her information so that, number one, I could pay her back, and number two, I could just really thank her. Never seen her again. She wasn't even in the store. I didn't see her come out. She swear she just disappeared. But I could understand that lady you helped and what that felt like, because you never know how much you need hope or how much hope matters until you're the one who needs it. So I appreciate you for being that person, and I follow your example a lot in that. And you talk about those small gestures. You know, you and I was writing all those cards, and I was like, I wonder if these people, like, how much this is really gonna mean to them. But I did it because it was a good thing to do, right? Until this week. So those who don't know, I graduated from Oklahoma Christian University and haven't had a lot of contact with them since I graduated, but they've been watching and following my journey, and they've seen me making some waves. They just ran a big feature on me that they mailed out to their entire alumni base. And I just got a handwritten letter in the mail. I got a big envelope like 2 days ago from the office of the president. And I was like, office of the president, the heck? So I opened it and they sent me multiple copies and keepsakes in case I wanted to give to some people. And the president wrote me a handwritten note. And it made me emotional because he put some really personal stuff in it, stuff that I've even journeyed with him through. So I won't go into that, but it just meant a lot. And I definitely saved that card. So it matters, man. Believe in the good. Believe in the good. And we keep this party rolling. Number 3, if you're following along, is believe. You got to increase your belief in your dream. Believe in your dream. Believe in your dream. Why? Somebody's in their head saying because you can. Yes. But also because nobody else will do it for you. We get so hung up when others don't believe in the dream. When you share it with people, you expect them to have the same level of excitement that you have. And when they don't, you think, what is wrong? Am I tripping? Did I miss the mark here? Did I mess up? Because I thought this was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And they don't think so. They don't see it, or they question it, or they belittle it, or even worse, they tear it down and say it's a bad idea. Well, guess what? I've said this before. When you receive that call, or God prompting, as Ashley Faye would say, when you got the call from God, it was not a conference call. So they didn't get the instructions, and they ain't gonna believe it unless you do. It's not for them to believe. It's for you to walk out with conviction in your heart, and then they will believe. I just mentioned I got a handwritten letter from the president of my university. Guess what? When I first set out to be a speaker, I was speaking everywhere for free in my city. I was all over the city. They have a speaker every Ashley Faye, no, this is a pain point for me. She's had to hear this multiple occasions. They have a speaker almost every day that they are in school, and they fly people in from all over the nation. I was like, yo, I'm an alumni. I'll come do this for free. Never once been asked. They didn't see the vision. They didn't, because I didn't go to school for that. I didn't go to school to be a speaker. I failed public speaking in college. My whole degree was in something completely different. It's not what I wanted to do, but when God told me it was what I was supposed to do, I went all in. And I started telling people, and it was like, nah, fam, you good. And now I'm getting letters from the president of the university because they didn't see it at first, but they see it now. So what I'm telling you is you gotta believe. You can't worry about nobody else's belief in your dream. You gotta believe it. You gotta take bold action, and you gotta go make it happen. And guess what's gonna happen then? They're gonna see it eventually if you don't give up. But what happens too often is you don't keep going. You don't keep showing up. You allow those people to infiltrate your mind. You already got your own self-limiting beliefs. You already got your own imposter syndrome. And when those external voices kick in, you're like, shoot, if I don't believe, nobody else believes, it must not be so. It must not be right. This must not be for me. It must be time to put it up, to hang it up. And if you do that, that is a recipe for unfulfillment in this life. You will never live your dreams if you throw in the towel before it's time. It's nothing more for me to say. They won't believe it unless you do. You gotta believe in your dream, because your belief is what sells the dream, because of the conviction in the way that you communicate the dream. Like, it's funny. I could be on the phone with Ashley Faye and she could be talking about anything. She could be talking about a Jeep. She could be talking about the weather, 30 feet of snow in Colorado, and sounding like the saddest human in the world. And then she'll think of it, something, embrace your ambition, and she'll start talking about traveling, and she'll start talking about serving, and she'll start talking about missions, and I swear to you, she turns to a different human. Like, when it happens, it's like her soul lights on fire. That's conviction. Well, guess what? When you talk to other people about that, people follow your conviction. It's your conviction that makes people believe. That's what made Christianity spread, because these dudes who was talking about it was willing to give everything for it and die for it, and they did. That's conviction. And that makes other people like, man, okay, there must be something to this. Think of your favorite influencers that you believe so mightily in. Well, guess what? Nobody believed in them at first. They had to just do it. They earned your belief, though, through their conviction. That's conviction comes from belief. What do you believe about your dream? Do you believe it's possible? Do you believe it's real? Do you still believe you can? Do you believe you can get out here and go get it? I'm challenging you to do so. And you already know why. But Ashley Faye, as you think about like believing in the dream, what stirs in your heart when you think about believing in the dream? I know that's important, and you got big dreams. You're the biggest dreamer I know. Like, why is it important for you to believe?
Oh my gosh. So I wrote down that song that I love, Marcus, that if you've got a dream, chase it, because the dream won't chase you back. Because it's so, like, I do not want to be at the end of my life and say, man, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have tried, because I believe that the dream on your heart, it was given to you. Like, you are the person for the job. Stop questioning it. It's yours. It was given to you, not me, not Marcus, not someone else. That's your purpose. That's your dream. You know, before he formed us, he knew us, right? And so he gave it to you, knowing all of your fears, all of your self-doubt. He still blessed you with that dream. And like Marcus said, you're going to have people that don't see it. You're going to have people along the way that question it, but you have got to remember the reason that people close to you are questioning it is because they want to keep you safe. Often our dreams are big and they are scary and they are risky, right? Dreams are risky. And so people close to you, they want to keep you safe. The people not close to you that are just saying you can't do it, they're not talking about you, they're talking about themselves. They're the ones that can't do it. It's your dream. So no, they can't do it. And so I like to tell people, one of my favorite quotes is that the dream is not about them. The dream's not even about you. The dream is about what God made you to do. It's your purpose. And for me, that means I have a responsibility to try because someone's waiting on me. What if seeing me try creates the next person that changes the world? Or maybe it's me. I mean, I'll be that person. Like, I got big dreams. But regardless, I'm going to create that ripple effect. I'm going to show people to try, because destiny isn't a mystery. It's a decision. Your destiny is already planned as long as you're going to take the decision to go there. You're going to make the decision to try for the dream. And we all have these defining moments along the way, right? Marcus is making the funniest faces. I'm going to have to block you out. So we all have these defining moments along the way where we have to fight for that dream. Like, you have to believe in that dream, because you're going to have to fight it sometime, whether it's financially, whether it's time, whether it's some kind of risk, and you're going to have to make a tough decision. You're going to have to fight. What risk do you need to take? What sacrifice do you have to make this dream a reality, to go for it? Because again, it's your purpose. You are not just here to breathe air. Like, that is not why you are on this planet. You have a purpose and a vision and a dream deep inside of you. And that is why you're here in this moment, in this time. That is what you are doing. I heard a quote the other day and I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to tell it to every single person I meet forever. It said, "You cannot be the hands and feet of Jesus sitting on your ass." That's it. Like, you got to get up, you got to go for it. You got to do the dream, because the dream was given to you by our creator, by our king. And it is why you are walking this planet. Jesus didn't die just to keep us safe and to breathe air. He died to make us dangerous. He died so that we can fulfill the dream and the purpose that's on our heart. And we create that ripple effect. And we all, maybe not all, but hopefully we can all live that purpose and become who we are made to be.
I feel like there's nothing left to say after that. I feel like I should just cue the music and just, "This Girl Is on Fire" plays indistinctly, mic drop, done. Thank you guys. That's our time. Nate, you ready, man? That's how I feel in that moment. You guys like, wait, there's 2 more blanks on our book. We'll get to those. But that was powerful. I told y'all guys I was being incredibly animated. If you could not see my faces, those are in the family, which is at the link above. If you want to join, that's a free community. You said a quote and then you just kept going. And then you said another one. And he just kept going. He said another one. So I was losing it over here. I was going bananas. Anywho, listen, guys, if you're tracking along, I see you guys sharing it in the chat. I see you. I see the wheels turning. I see you starting to feel it. So let's land this plane and get you out here so you can make a difference, because you can. So peep this. Number 4 is you got to increase your belief, or believe in abundance. Woo, snap. You got to believe in abundance. The biggest hurdle I ran into when I stepped into the personal development industry, as I was talking to my mentor, was like, bro, like, why? Like, you know how many people are speakers in the world? You know how many people are content creators, are influencers in the world? Why would I even do this? You know how hard it's going to be? What are the odds? And then I'm like, I'm talking to you. You are a friend and a coach. You at the top of the game. What are the odds of 2 people that know each other that are both being at the top of the game? That's just, I was telling myself all this stuff. And I was telling myself why it can't work and why there's not enough room. And he said to me, stop it. He always said, stop it. I find myself saying that to people too now, because like I learned a little bit. He was right all along. You are anointed, is what he said to me. And he said, your gift will make room for you. And I hear people say that and it sounds cliche, but it's true. Your gift will make room for you. Your heart will make room for you. Your purpose will make room for you. Your anointing will make room for you. You got to learn to believe in abundance, though. You have to cut yourself off the moment you have a thought telling you, well, there's somebody else there. There's somebody else has already got it. Somebody else beat me to it. Somebody else is already killing it. Somebody else is already in that lane. There's enough entrepreneurs in the world. There's enough speakers in the world. There's enough bakers in the world. There's enough insurance. There's enough, you know how many real estate agents there are? Guess what? The industry got everything it needs except you. There's not a you in it. And until there is a you in it, the picture will never be complete, my friend. You have to believe in the abundance. You have to believe that it flows freely to you, because when you believe it, you'll start to see things differently. Instead of you looking at people who are potentially against you or potentially competition, you'll find ways to collaborate with them and they will bring you up. I told my mentor, who literally is me, just years ahead of me, I said to him, for those who don't know, that guy's Trent Shelton. I said, bro, I pretty much told him up front that I wanted to be him. He's like, what do you want from this? And I described it first, but I basically was telling him, I want to be you. And I had people tell me, I had friends, close friends, advise me, don't pay him. And I was like, what you mean don't pay him to be my coach? They said, because if you're telling him you want to do exactly what he's doing, you are telling him you are his competition. Why would he give you everything? Why would he not just take your money and give you just enough to appease you? And then you don't ever really get what you need. And I said, I don't know, but I'm not believing that way, because that comes from a scarcity mindset. I'm going to have an abundance mindset, and I'm going to believe that this guy really wants to help me, and we're going to do something epic in the world. Well, when we started connecting and I paid him, he over-delivered. When I say over, he gave me everything in his mind. He gave me stuff that would come. I'll just say he gave me a lot, everything. And so I asked him, I said, yo, I told him what I just told you, because I'm very honest and open. There were people advising me against working with you because they felt like, what if you would just take my money and not give me everything? He said, let me ask you. I said, so why? Why are you so generous? Why are you going above and beyond to help me? He said, let me tell you something. He said, how many followers do I have? Just guesstimate. I said, I don't know, like 20 million at the time, across socials. He said, okay, 20 million. He said, how many people are there in the world? I said, like 7.5 billion. He said, right. So he said, if I wanted to, if I had a desire to hit and reach every human being on the planet, you realize that's not possible, right? No one person can do that. So he said, the way I look at it is, we're on the same team. We're fighting for the same thing, and I need you. He's like, the world needs you. The industry needs you. The space needs genuine people, heart-led leaders who want to go forth with heart, show people the real picture, and help people get there themselves. And that's you. And when he said that to me, I was blown away. But that's the abundance mindset to work with him and collaborate is what led me to that beautiful experience. And when I saw Ashley Faye, I saw the same things in her. I was like, what you have is rare. Like, she didn't have a ton of experience speaking on stages. When I met her, it's like, that stuff can be taught. What you have things that can't be taught, though. You have intangibles. And so when I saw that heart in her, that same heart Trent was talking about, and that same desire and that same authenticity and some of these deeper things, I was like, oh yeah, no brainer. We got to do this because the world needs you. It needs you on the team. You need to join the squad, and we need to make a difference. And so when you think about that, that's why I'm saying abundance, abundance, abundance. Believe that there is room for you. Believe there's enough because there is enough, and believe that you are supposed to get out here and make it happen, and believe that your dream can come true. Ashley Faye, you think about this, like what stands out to you and things about the abundance mindset?
And I feel like God wants to hand us so much, or the universe, whatever you believe, right? Wants to hand you so much, but are your hands closed? Are you holding on to something because you have that scarcity mindset, because you're afraid that you can't do something else, because you're not Jennifer Allwood or Rachel Hollis? That's who it was for me, right? or there's not enough room for you. The market's saturated. Do you have your hands closed? I need you to like open them and believe in abundancy and believe in that abundancy mindset. Whenever Ashley Faye Designs, when it was just me and I hit 6 figures and it was just me and things were taking off, and I started to add people because I knew that these women had a story. They were doing great at their boutique. I wanted to add them. I wanted to help them. I wanted to get their name out there. I had so many people message me and say, why would you do that? They're going to take your customers. Why would you do that? And I said, I just believe that there's room for all of us at the top. I don't want to be on the top of the mountain by myself. Like, who wants that? That doesn't sound fun. I believe there's room for all of us. And those people that wrote me, they were wrong, y'all, because when I added people, my income went up too. I gained more customers, but they tried to tell me that that was not the way to grow, that I was going to allow these people to take my clientele. And that is not what happened. And I think people they get into that mindset of thinking there's not enough, but look at the bread aisle. There's so many breads, right? And you go to the same one because you are the brand, right? You're the secret sauce. And we've kind of talked about that in the next one, but abundancy is out there. There's room for everyone because we're all different. We all have these different stories. We all have these different talents. And even if we're doing the same thing, we connect with different people. And I truly believe that it's our right to have abundancy. As long as we believe in it, and then we're going to share it and we're going to help other people be there. Like I just said, I don't want to be at the top of the mountain alone. I want to bring up people with me. I don't want to be by myself. I want to believe in abundancy. I want to open my hands, accept more, give more. Even with EYA, you can book Marcus and I to come speak separately, but you can also book EYA. And so we had someone actually tell us, because we have done a couple events and we give them everything. Like we go all out, we make the worksheet. I made Canvas, and we speak as many times as they need a Marcus and Ashley speech. And recently someone was like, why do you give them all the things? Because you're trying to create Embrace Your Ambition and travel around the world. Why are you allowing other places, other events to have everything you guys have? And we say this, we want to serve. We believe in abundancy. We believe in what we have, but we believe in what they have too. And if we can help that propel and we can be part of that, that's a thing too. I want to be part of other people's success, because true successful leaders don't raise up followers. They raise up leaders. And so I want to be part of their success so that they continue to raise up leaders and we create that ripple effect. Like, I'm all in on helping other events and speaking at other events with Marcus and really giving them all of EYA, because we believe in abundance. 100%. We believe in abundance, and that will come back for us tenfold, because we do.
What if I said it come back 11-fold? I'm just being extra, but no, so much so, man, so much so. So if you have an event, you have a company, we could do in person or virtual. Talk to us. You guys are family. We could work out a deal, whatever fits your budget. So let's talk about it. And we would love to serve you guys. And we go extra. We don't come half-stepping nothing. We got all the things. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you holler at us. And we would love to come and serve your community. That said, we're going to do a quick recap before we land the plane. So if you just joined us, or you've been following us along, look at that. Speaking of just joining us, an incredible human being, Tommy Jackson joined the room. Ashley Faye was giving an incredible thank you to those people who helped us make Embrace Your Ambition Denver a reality earlier. And Tommy was a person who got the ball rolling for everything everybody did. He's like, I tell you what, I'll hop in first. I'll make this a reality because I believe in what you're doing. And for that, we are eternally grateful. He probably wouldn't even want us to do this, but we're doing it anyway because we're shining the light on the people who are enabling us to shine lights on the world. And that guy is one of those in more ways than one, not just from a fiscal support, right? But also spiritual support, prayer, also just being a friend, laughs, all the things. Anyway, we love you, man. We appreciate you, brother. And grateful you joined the space. But so I'm going to do a quick recap of the points, and then we're going to land a plane. So the question of the day was, belief, is it in you? And we're giving you 5 areas to increase your belief so that your reality reflects the beliefs that you have. Because at the end of the day, your reality is a reflection of your strongest belief. So if you're following along the worksheet, number one was you got to increase the belief in yourself. Believe in yourself, because nobody else is going to do that for you. And then number two, believe in the good of others. Never lose sight of the good of humanity, because the moment you start to, the moment you lose hope, and the moment it all comes crashing down on you. Number three, believe in your dream, because ain't nobody gonna do that for you either. It's yours. And the moment you start to believe in it, belief inspires action. And once your actions start to become bigger and bolder, your dreams get bigger and bolder, and they start coming true. And then everybody else sees from the conviction in which you live. Number four, believe in abundance. Believe in abundance. There's room for everybody at the table. Your gift will make room for you. It will make room for you. And you cannot live with a closed hand, as Ashley Faye just told you. Open your hand, and it'll never, what you need you'll never go without. And number five, it's one of our favorites, is believe that it is you. Believe that it is you. When I say believe that it's you, I wrote a spoken word about it, and I'll just give you a piece of it, but there aren't enough words in the human vernacular to adequately express the magnificence of you. See, the day that you were born, you entered this world, you could search the highest mountain, scour the lowest valleys, through and through, yet and still you will never find another you. Your greatness is unparalleled. God himself marvels at the beauty that is you. So what I'm urging you to do is to choose life and choose love every single day. Choose your future, choose your dream, choose you in all that you do. And remember that in the entire universe and all its vastness, there's only one you. And when you get to looking at everybody else and what they have and what they can do, and all the reasons why it's not you, and your mistakes and your failures and your setbacks and your shortcomings, and where you're not enough and where you've messed up, and when you start looking at all that stuff, when you get done, it's still you. Now, many people in the Bible messed up royally. It's still you. You know how many people in this life have gone bankrupt multiple times before becoming uber millionaires? It's still you. How many people have hurt others, have done things that they didn't mean to do? It's still you. When you get done, you got to believe it, though. You got to believe it's you. You got to believe you are God's chosen. You got to believe you are anointed and appointed for the mission that's set before you. You got to believe it. And when you do, that belief will inspire big, bold action. And that big, bold action will make your dreams become a reality. And if you don't know how to do that, we have a program that we created to help you with that. So talk to us about that for real. Like, we got a program to help you take those action steps. But you got to believe that it is you. I know you talk about this a lot, Ashley Faye, but like, I want to just hear your thoughts as we land the plane and get ready to pass to an incredible human.
Yeah, I mean, I said it a second ago, like, you're the secret sauce. People often ask me, like, what's the secret? I'm like, it's you. You're the secret sauce. You're the one for the job. No one has your stories or does things the way that you do them. You are uniquely designed for the dream, for the purpose that's on your heart. And so if we start to realize that being obedient is the key of just saying yes, right? And just believing that we're the ones, it is us. That's kind of how we create that ripple effect, because someone's waiting on you, specifically you. It's meant for you. You are worthy. You are enough. And I know in your head, you're thinking, it can't be me. I don't have this. I don't have that. I need you to stop looking around at your circumstances and say yes to the call. I said this earlier, God promptings will make or break you. That dream is yours. It is meant for you. And you have a responsibility to try. You're the person for the job. And so often we think about these big things that are going on and they're like, man, someone should fix that. Someone should create blah, blah, blah. Right? Have you guys thought that before? Someone should create this to help with this. honey, it's you. You're the one that's supposed to create it. It's you. That's why it's on your heart. You're the one that's supposed to create it. So start making relationships, start, collaborating with people and like figure out how can this happen. Don't start thinking, oh, Ashley should be the one to do this, right? Or Marcus or whoever. It is you. Because if it was given to me, I would have already said yes. That's how I live my life. I live a life of obedience. If God calls on me, I say yes and I do whatever it is. And like throughout it ends up working out. It's a crazy thing when you're obedient, things start lining up. You start getting these God ordained opportunities and doors start opening, but you got to say yes to the call first. You have to believe that it's you and say yes. And then a door will open and you will take a step and then another step will be shown and another door will open. But it starts with the belief that it is you, that you are the secret sauce, that you are the person for the job, and it's in your heart because you're the one that's supposed to accomplish it.
Bada bang, bada boom, let's go. So you're the one. It's you. It's always been you. And you are the secret sauce. So as we land this plane, we're saying, I just got emotional because life is short and tomorrow is not promised you. And all you have is right now to maximize your life. And the more you keep procrastinating and putting your goals and your dreams and your desires on the back burner, my apologies for that. So the more you keep doing these things and putting your goals and your dreams on the back burner, like that is not a good situation or a good circumstance or conducive to you becoming and living a life that you love living. It's all about you building a life that you love living. And we want to help you do that. So remember the things we've shared. We love giving these things away. We're here on a regular basis. We show up big. We got a community. You guys can join that. Ashley Faye posted the action plan earlier. If you want to know more about the action plan, hit us up. That starts August 1st. It's a 3-month sprint. It's intensive, so don't come if you ain't ready. I'm gonna be honest. It's a decent investment. It's not big. We still underpriced it, but it is an investment and it is intense and you will be pushed way outside your comfort zone, but you cannot grow without that. So if you want to be a part of that, DM us the word action and we can talk about it. We can talk details and see about getting you a spot in there. Comes with a lot of incredible human beings we've met that are coming in and teaching you. We're going to teach you. We're going to show you how to take your dreams and take action to make them a reality and hold you accountable to actually do it. So you don't just get to say it and walk away. You got to actually do something. What's funny about this is, I swear to you guys, I went to meet my lawyer a couple of days ago and my lawyer was like, he asked to meet with me. I just needed to pick something up from him. I'm like, why does he want to meet? What could he want? I had no idea. He asked me to come to his office. He said, hey man, I was just looking at some of the things you're doing in the world and I saw a video about this embrace your ambition thing. And I want to know, like, how do I embrace my ambition? And it turned into a coaching session with my lawyer. That's what he wanted, to know how to make his dream a reality. He was like, man, I got a small operation. I don't got a lot of help. I don't have a lot of time. I got a family. How do I do this without dying? I'm like, bro, you need to join the action plan. I didn't say that, but I say that to say, man, so many people are in the same boat. Everybody's trying to figure it out. Let us help you if you want to know how to do that. Or you can talk to us about that, DM us the word action. But starting tomorrow, if you're just ready to take any step, if you're feeling inspired right now, you're feeling motivated right now, you're feeling educated right now, you're feeling ready to get out here and make your dreams a reality. And we talked all about belief today. Ashley Faye and I have created 3 days. It's 3 days. It's 3 days of your life. It's 3 days. Starting tomorrow. Faith challenge. Faith forward challenge. And what is faith? Faith is the substance of those things hoped for, evidence of the unseen. It is all about belief. Faith is all about belief. And so if you want to continue this conversation and be inspired how to really continue to increase your belief, but also know it's a challenge for a reason. There's going to be some homework. There's going to be some things you have to do, and we do ask that you participate. You don't have to watch live. We'll stream in the day, but you can watch the replays at night, and you still have time to get your homework done and come in and join the community. It's a $10 fee. We only charge $10. It's a nominal fee, but we only charge $10 because we noticed that the engagement rating increased by over 50%. Literally, just by putting a $10 fee on. It actually was closer to 70% because we had this huge group, but nobody was actually doing the stuff because why? There's no skin in the game. So for $10, for a Starbucks coffee for a day, for a McDonald's meal for a day, it was like, who eats McDonald's? For a salad, wherever you're eating, healthy people, for a day, you can have this incredible challenge, which we will resell after it's over, but for a much higher fee. It won't be $10 on the resale. Comes with a workbook, a credible workbook, pre-assessment, all these things for you to dive deep and really explore how to increase your faith. Us teaching live every day and really pouring into you. And a Q&A, right, Ashley Faye? Is a Q&A on the back end. So a Q&A where you can ask some specifics. So look out for that. I'll be looking out for you. You'll be added to the community as soon as you make that $10 transaction. So you guys want to hit that, make sure you hit it now. Join the challenge because you can. I'm telling you, join the challenge. We will not waste your time. We will pour into you. We will build you up, and we will have an incredible time because that's what we do. So make sure you hit that link. Join us, tap in. Can't wait to see all of you tomorrow who've already joined up. So good to see you guys and the messages coming through and see your excitement. We about to make it do what it do. That said, we love and appreciate you. Ashley Faye, you want to sign them off?
Sure do. Listen, y'all, it is your time. You are in this moment for a purpose. The dream on your heart is yours. So we are telling you, we are challenging you to go out and embrace your God-given ambition. Tell them why, Marcus.
Listen, if you ain't know, you're going to learn today, and that is because you can. Let's go. We love y'all. That is Team Embrace Your Ambition signing off. Now it is my privilege and my pleasure